Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Fat Jocks. Welcome back. Thanks for listening. Thanks for doing what you do. If you've seen the show before, you know exactly what to do. Go over to Apple Podcast, give us a 5-star rating, write a 5-star review. And if you got any questions or anything you want us to talk about, go over to fatjockspod@gmail.com. That is fatjockspod@gmail.com. Mr. Brian Vokey, what are we talking about this week?
Boy, do we have a barn burner for you today. We discuss Bruce's horrible round of golf. We talk about Michael Jordan's private golf course. Tiger Woods, leave the man alone. Paul Pierce, leave that man alone too. We get into a little bit of the baseball season, a little bit of basketball, NCAA and NBA, and of course, a lot of boxing and a lot of gambling tips. Let me tell you something. If you guys want to win some sweet action on the fights coming up this weekend, listen to this episode, take my advice, buy a car, get a wife. You know what I'm saying? This is a good one for you folks. I hope you enjoy it, and a lot of love.
Personal foul, 69, offense. He was giving them the business.
This fat son of a bitch. He's fat.
Hey, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
He's fat.
Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
He's fat.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Kiss you. I couldn't care less about the team struggling.
Yeah, dude, fucking God, just a nightmarish round of golf yesterday. And it was dudes that I had never played with. And so whenever I was on the range in the morning, I looked fucking great. Like I was like fucking darts. It was like a nice, like longer par 3 course, like some like 200 yarders. But just fucking dude, once I got out onto the tee box, it was a fucking nightmare.
Well, wait, first of all, what do you mean by night? Here's because a lot of people complain about their performance in golf, and it's like, you don't really play. So what is there to complain about? I mean, how often are you out there?
No, you're 100% right. But you know, whenever you go out on the range in the morning and you're like getting the loft you want, you're dropping it where you want, and you're hitting good and everything. And then you get out onto the course and you're not getting under it and you're topping everything and you look like a real dipshit.
I mean, I understand that in every aspect of my life, but honestly though, like with golf is completely magic to me. I've had some amazing rounds. I've had mostly terrible rounds, but every time I hit it, I'm just like, fuck, I can't believe it did that shit. There's no like, all right, let me put some backspin.
Oh, no, of course not. But I'm saying, we've played together quite a few times. So it's like we both can drop it in nicely. For an example is that yesterday on a 18-hole par 3 course, I shot an 88.
That's not that bad, dog. Oh, wait, par 3 you said?
Par 3.
Never mind. I misheard the par 3 part.
It's terrible.
I mean, I was like, if you're playing a par 72, regular.
Yeah. No, that's not bad at all. And I've shot an 88 before on a 72 course, but
Did you grow up playing golf?
Off and on, not like belong to a country club, but I would play like from the time I was 10 pretty often.
Yeah, it sucks when you're not playing well, because the best part about golf is talking shit.
Yes.
And when you're in a position where you can't, I mean, believe me, you know me, I'll talk shit no matter how bad I can do it. But it's not as fun. It's not as rewarding, because there's nothing like, I mean, it's like when Muhammad Ali used to talk while he was beating the shit out of somebody. Like that looks way different than Conor McGregor talking while he's on his back and, Khabib is just pummeling him.
Yeah. I also wasn't drinking yesterday. That's the trick behind playing golf well, is being drunk.
According to John Daly, also barefoot. John Daly likes.
I was just going to say, have you ever golfed barefoot?
No, I've never
have.
done anything barefoot. I've never even showered barefoot.
Dude, golfing barefoot's real nice. Zach Greinke loves to golf barefoot. People have said Zach Greinke is like a really, really, really good golfer, and apparently he refuses to play in anything except for bare feet or flip flops.
So now, I would imagine you have to get to a certain point in status before you're allowed to golf barefoot. I don't think you and I could go to a muni course or a private course and take off.
Oh, we definitely could. That's the trick. The trick is you're not going to show up barefoot. You're going to show up in flip flops or whatever, and then second hole or so, that's whenever you peel those bad boys off.
But Zach Greinke's not peeling off in the second hole. He's probably showing up Fred Flintstone style, barefoot.
Yeah. Well, dude, I've gotten drunk on the golf course and lost my flip flops, and then you have to leave barefoot, and that's a whole other thing. That's just
Speaking of golf. Every fucking week, there is a new development in this Tiger Woods car accident story. Can we leave Tiger alone? I don't need to know all the details of his car accident. The bastard's holed up in a hospital with a severed fucking spine, and we need to know
what is the extent of his injuries?
It's real bad. I know that. I don't know the exact extent, but his back, I mean, he already was in really bad shape. His back was super fucked up. And it's just like every aspect of this guy's life is under a microscope. It's like everybody's saying his back was messed up because of steroids.
No, I think it was from too many Twin Peaks waitresses.
You think he broke his back while breaking backs?
Okay, so he has an injury to his lower right leg. All right, here, keep going. I'm finding out. Sorry, here we go. Open fibia and tibia fractures, compound and You know what a compound fracture is, my brother?
Brother, I do know what a compound fracture is.
That's through the skin, cousin. Injury to foot and ankle area. Yeah, dude. He's gonna be like that crippled guy. You see that video of that crippled guy golfing where he has the one arm and he's on this big machine and he's just like through with the one arm. He crushes it and it looks really awesome the way he does, and it's cool, whatever. But it's like, this is not great.
Yeah, no. I don't care if he was speeding. That's irrelevant. Everybody speeds. Everybody, I feel like the media was so disappointed that he wasn't fucked up. He wasn't on his way to cheat.
They were all, yeah.
Yeah.
You know why I know what sounds bad about this is Woods had a titanium nail placed in his tibia. They usually do a screw. If you got a nail, that doesn't sound good, right?
You think they were cutting corners?
I don't know, but I've never heard anybody use the word nail when it comes to surgery. Have you?
No, I mean,
what the fuck, right?
I mean, yeah, it's like, what is he got a railroad tie for a shit?
Yeah, dude, Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, I'm looking at. Oh wait, no, these are. I was like, am I looking at Tiger Woods X-rays right now? But no, these are. Oh, dude,
every week something comes out where they're like, he may have been asleep at the wheel. That turned out to not be true. They originally were like, he was probably fucked up. That turned out to not be true. It seems like the details that they come out, it's a very mild story. He was running late, so he was speeding. He lost control and crashed.
I mean, he was going 87 and a 45. And it's like, what is he was he going to or from the golf course?
He was late to he had to golf with somebody. He had part of a sponsorship. He had to go do.
Yeah. And it's like, dude, you're Tiger Woods. They'll wait.
Also find anybody worth almost the bill who doesn't go 87 and 40. I mean, you know what I mean? Like when you could, you and I, if we had $500,000, we would spend that on a car and go 900 miles an hour in a 25. Like that's part of being rich.
I overslept yesterday and I was speeding on the way to the golf course. And I spilled coffee on myself, and I still didn't crash.
So you're saying Tiger Woods can't drive?
Yeah, that's my entire thing. Is I think that
not now. That was not the time for that kind of humor.
I just think
listen, Elwood made a few quote unquote mistakes by fucking every top tier pussy across the world.
Is his name Elwood?
Yeah, that's his name, dog.
Are you positive?
I guess it's probably not Elwood Woods. Is it? Is it Elroy?
Eldrick. Because I was gonna say there was this pedophile on my street growing up named Elwood.
Yeah,
not like confirmed pedophile, but he had some tendencies. His old lady worked at Denny's, and he had all these stuffed animals in his house because he was real good at the claw game. Yeah. And he built a sidewalk. He built a sidewalk in front of his house that he said was for all of us to rollerblade and skateboard on. So I think that he had like a DC sniper type lookout window so that he could crank while we were riding rollerblades and shit.
Absolutely. And also, I mean, if you're a pedophile, you need to learn how to get, cheap teddy bears, and nothing's cheaper than a 25-cent teddy bear. If you're really good.
That's a really good point that he got good at the claw game just to.
Yeah, 100% he did.
Yeah.
No adult's good. You know what I mean? Like I remember, I was thinking that a pedophile, if you were a pedophile, I remember when I would go to the Albany Bowl, which is a bowling alley in Albany, California. I used to be, that basketball game where the rim goes forward and backwards.
Of course.
super good. That I had the record on there, and like kids, like high school kids.
Did you have the record, or did ass have the record?
No,
Were you ass?
I was not asked. At this point in my life, I will not say what my initials were. You got to figure out what 3-word letter combination I wouldn't say right now. But I would get all the high school kids behind me would just like the basketball team, like, because you know how they all wear like hoodies of the sports. You know, they would say like Albany basketball, whatever, and they would all be behind me like, oh shit, oh, go, and like screaming. I have a semicircle around me, and I would just be swishing.
How old were you at this point?
Oh, I was like 25, 26.
I was under the impression you were a kid.
No. I was like a punk. I was in punk bands and the teacher and stuff. But I was thinking, man, if you wanted to meet like high school, like Woody Allen, like if he wanted to meet like high school kids, this is a good way to get them around you. And they all dap you up after and like, you know, want to hang out with you. It's pretty strange.
Yeah, nothing is better than the approval of black teenagers.
Yeah, for sure. But every now and then, like I was like, should I do the worm? If I did the worm after this, would that bring me up to the next level?
Yeah. Is that going to date you, or is that going to be like, oh shit, why am I on the floor doing that goddamn worm?
Because in my mind, you know what I mean? Like I set a record and then I start popping and locking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everybody's cheering and they pick me up and put me on their shoulders. And finally I've conquered high school, you know, 9 years after I left it or whatever.
Jesus.
But
yeah, dude, Tiger, I don't, man, I mean, I'm looking at an infographic of all of his injuries, and there's a asterisk for injury with surgery.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of those injuries that they were describing it. Like, do you know how hockey is not, you know, in football, you're mandated to say exactly what the injury is, but in hockey, you don't have to do that. So if you ever look at a hockey injury report, it's lower left side, back.
That's really a fucking ice skate severed your fucking knee.
yeah. Your lower left side, you got stuck under the Zamboni and it fucking shredded your leg.
Yeah, well, dude, they're saying right here that Alex Smith suffered a similar injury to what Tiger Woods has going on.
Right. So I get why that's news, but can we not discuss whether or not he was fucked up? There's just so much drama around it that I don't give a shit. And I'm always like, leave him alone. A lot of these people, I'm like, leave him alone, dude. Leave Paul Pierce alone. Like, the Paul Pierce video.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't understand listen, I'm not a cheater myself, but like cheating on your wife, why is that a fireable offense? When did that become a thing that people care about? Paul Pierce,
is that what they're saying? Because he's cheating on his wife?
Well,
he's not married, right?
Is he not married? He has an 8-year-old kid. I mean, I can't imagine the truth would do that.
Yeah, see, online, people were saying that he's not married, but right here it says he.
Say what I say. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Like any of us know what it's like to come from Inglewood and then get $200 million. You know what I'm saying? Like,
dude, so I watched the entire video because I was looking for what the deal was, and here are the notes that I took on the video. Paul Pierce, earlier in the videos, he says, "Shout out to all the Jews."
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing.
No, not at all. I'm just telling you exactly what he said, what happened.
Shout out to all the Jews?
He said, shout out all my Jews, because he's talking about Shabbat, which I'm not quite sure about Shabbat. What is Shabbat?
Shabbat is just the Saturday, sundown Friday to sundown Saturday.
So he's like, shout out to all the Jews, and then he's talking to people on his live, which you pointed out to me on the phone earlier. There was only 300 people watching.
Yeah, there was no.
So that means what? There was a snitch among the 300?
If you watch the comments, if you watch the video, I watched it, and the comments, every other one was, don't you have kids? When is your wife and family? And it's just all these jealous nobodies who don't know what it's like.
See, I was watching the comments, and they were like, damn, she bad. Hey, what's her IG? Hey, Paul, you the coldest. Hey, Paul, you think you better than Dwayne Wade?
Yeah, I was seeing, what did your wife and
damn.
And that's why he was like, he's like, y'all live your life, I'll live mine. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. We all gonna die. When I die, at least I'll know I've lived a life and all this shit. But he's saying all that, and I'm really assessing the situation. And while he's talking about how he's living his life so nicely, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, this doesn't look that fun, honestly. Like he was fucked up that he was like tired, you know?
Yeah.
And, like,
You know what I see a lot in these type of videos are dudes just getting massages from strippers while they play cards and shit.
yeah, I mean, it's
That
not
seems
bad.
seems nice.
It seems nice, but that party was too clean for me. I was like, that mansion is too clean. Like, I want some grime. You know what I mean? If I had $200 million and I went live, you better believe that it would be fireable. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like
100%. Yeah. So at one point,
whether or not it was worth it.
yeah, at one point he asked to be invited to Shabbat because, quote unquote, he didn't grow up in that type of family environment. Which is like, no shit, you didn't grow up going to Shabbat. Yeah, yeah.
Fuck Disney, right? And it's allegedly Paul Pierce is going to Barstool. That's the rumor.
Oh, that would be incredible.
So part of me thinks this was like a launching pad to Barstool, where it's like, let me do the perfect exit, because he keeps going on IG being like, big things coming. You know what I mean? Like,
he said that. He says that even in the video, he alludes that he's about to start a podcast and there's big things coming and all this other shit. He's like, you about to get the truth from the truth and like all this shit.
I mean, listen, I don't understand why anybody gives a shit that a basketball player is playing cards with strippers. I mean, we're talking about a league that is known to have a mistress section in the arena. Everywhere, you got road girls, home girls, you got mistresses, you've got the wife section. Like, that's what the NBA is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, my friend, a friend of ours, I sound like I'm in the mob now. A friend of ours who has a sister who works real estate, and she works LA real estate. And she has told me about several very, very famous basketball players. Some of people would say the most famous basketball players have houses all over LA for their baby mamas that are outside their marriages. Like, the NBA, we all know this about the NBA. So who gives a shit? But it's because it's Disney and they have those morality clauses. Fuck, man, Disney spent 100 years creating, or at least bringing to the masses, all these insane racial stereotypes. And now they're firing people who, fucking displayed the racial stereotypes that they ingrained in our fucking heads. Like, I hate Disney so much.
Yeah. But if Disney does want to pick up the podcast, we're more than happy to have us podcast on the Disney Podcast Network.
It'd be dope to get on the Disney podcast and then do a similar leap to Barstool, where we get fired from ESPN in a spectacular way.
Yeah,
it'd be more than getting a massage from a girl in a bikini.
Yeah, it would be a leaked sex tape of me and you.
Important. I just got a leaked sex tape.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
I've heard watched it either.
Pretty solid.
You know why? Because I want to work for him. And El Presidente said, "Reminder: it's illegal to watch this." And I said, "You know what, El Presidente, you're watching it."
Yeah.
Apparently, he's got a belt around a bitch's neck.
I think he has a belt around a beautiful woman's neck.
That's what bitch means: beautiful, thoughtful, charming.
Dude, at one point, Paul Pierce encourages everyone to get the vaccine because people are like, I swear to God, at one point he encourages everyone to get the vaccine because he said that him and his friends everyone's like, where's your masks at? And he's like, I already got the shot. And he's like, and everybody out there, you should be getting the shot. It's a good thing you could do and all this stuff. And also, you said earlier the strippers were playing cards. No strippers were playing cards. The strippers were legitimately just rubbing people's heads and stuff.
And then they were like, twerking like 6 feet away. Honestly, there was one girl who was twerking from a social distance.
Yeah, the one girl that was in the thing the entire time with him was twerking her titties at one point. That was interesting.
She was what?
She was twerking her titties, where she jumped up and down, was like, when you clap ass cheeks, but she was clapping her titties.
I've seen counterclockwise titty spin for sure.
The most egregious thing, whatever, is in the thing. Which this is an awesome party because there's just a barber walking around. Paul Pierce,
that's the first thing I noticed when I saw the video is his lineup was like NASA straight.
Yeah,
like it looked like
Asian barber who was probably running through things in his head of he's probably wearing on the Tiger Woods when you're putting and you see the grid. He's probably wearing glasses that have a grid of the thing that he can see exactly where he needs to be. But his Asian barber. The Asian guy, the only most fireable offense in the whole thing is that his Asian barber throws up the blood gang sign. Not like the classic, like dumb one like this. Like he's legitimately like doing like, and then Paul Pierce goes, "Oh shit, he's throwing up so woo." And then he takes a shot with the stripper who's been rubbing his head the whole time, and he just goes, "Damn, these girls are looking good." And then the video is fucking hilarious. I have no issue.
Respectful, and he's got a multi-ethnic crew. And
Yeah,
he's shouting out
there's a Jewish guy, Asian guy, Asian stripper.
He's promoting the vaccine. I don't understand what the problem is. Also, can we stop firing people for violating COVID protocols when Texas is wide open? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's like
abortions are more legal in some states than they are in others. Would you get fired for, you know what I mean, if you had an abortion in Texas because it's like harder to get? This is a terrible analogy. Terrible.
Yeah, I was gonna say there are a lot of people that will fire you just for having an abortion, no matter where you are.
Yeah, you're right. You shouldn't live stream that shit. It's too nasty.
Your abortion, yeah, definitely don't. Then you show your doctor, and he's like, and he's like, "Oh shit, he's throwing up so woo." God damn it, dude!
But I gotta say, I just want to say this about Paul Pierce real quick. This man deserves more respect than this. This is a man who was stabbed 8 times in the offseason and was on the court for opening day. You know what I mean? This is a man.
Okay, he was stabbed. There was one incident where he was stabbed 8 times. He wasn't stabbed 8 separate times.
Exactly. It's more hardcore to get him all at once.
It would be very funny if he was stabbed 8 times in one offseason, though.
Just with single stabs, different nights.
Yeah, and he has one of the most legendary sports moments of all time where he fucking shit his pants.
He was so bound up and ready to shit that he was wheelchair bound.
Yeah.
They had to take him to the shitter in the wheelchair. Another one of the most famous playoff moments of modern, basketball is the I called game shot with the Washington Wizards when he stunk that 3, and the reporter goes up to him. They win game-winning 3-point shot, Wizards in the playoffs. The reporter goes up to him and says, "Did you call for the ball? Or was that she said, was that the play? Did you call for the ball?" He goes, "I didn't call for the ball. I called game." And then he fucking
all that entire Celtics crew back then of like Kevin Garnett, where he like produces too much testosterone. Yeah. He's fucking pounding on the table, screaming, "I'm a monster in the paint. They can't stop me." Like,
yeah. He's talking about like, your wife's pussy tastes like Cheerios and shit.
Damn. Yeah.
And then he got little fucking Ray Allen. Which
he's just by all accounts a great guy.
I don't know. He kind of turned on KG and Paul Pierce, but I'll tell you this though. Paul Pierce also LeBron's only real playoff rival, only one he's ever had. Because Steph Curry was one of his rivals. They don't play each other. There's no one-on-one battle between Steph and LeBron.
Yeah.
When the Heat were playing, who were their rivals? The Spurs. I mean, I guess Kawhi kind of shut him down, but they didn't have any of these epic battles like Paul Pierce and LeBron had in the Eastern Conference Finals from like 08 to 012. Like those were nuts. I mean, they were going for 40 each, right in each other's face. They were guarding each other each because LeBron was on Tony Parker, which I had to look it up. I was like, really? That's crazy. Yeah. But LeBron was on Tony Parker and Kawhi was on LeBron. But he's the only guy who really just went face to face with LeBron in the playoffs. It's LeBron's only true rival. All the other people he gets compared to, he doesn't play Harden. He doesn't play Curry. He doesn't play Durant.
Yeah, not like one-on-one at least.
Yeah. This is the only guy who ever, arguably the best basketball player ever. He's only his real face-to-face rival. He's the only modern MVP for the Celtics championship of this century. Like, I mean, like the Celtics only won championships with super teams with Larry Bird back in the day and fucking Bill Russell. And you know what I mean? Like he's a legend. Leave him alone. Let him get some titties on his back.
Yeah.
I don't understand the problem.
Was Kyrie drafted by the Cavs?
I was met them one time. I was catering at Paul Pierce's house. I mean, at Chris Paul's house.
Remember that? Paul Pierce was there? Yeah, he was at the Comedy Store one night, but I didn't meet him.
Paul Pierce was not there, but there was rumors he was going to be there because he's the neighbor. And it was and their kids play together or something because it was Chris Paul's kids. Do you remember this? It was Chris Paul's kid's birthday party. It was the day that the Vikings played the Saints, and Stephon Diggs had that crazy touchdown catch.
Yeah, I remember that somehow you, as very similar to the world famous Judge Joe Brown wedding clip, you somehow ended up in the middle of all of this as well.
Yes. So what happened was, well, with Judge Joe Brown, I was streaming the fight, the McGregor Mayweather fight. But with this one, we were using their kitchen, and I was catering, and I was in the kitchen, and in the kitchen, and Chris Paul's house goes right into the living room. There's no wall there. It opens in the living room. In the living room, Chris Paul's family was all sitting there watching the Vikings and the Saints, and I don't know if the reason why maybe Chris Paul was mistreated when he played for the New Orleans Hornets when he was first there. They were rooting for the Vikings super hard. And when that play happened, Chris Paul's dad was there. Apparently they're very close. There's that cute story of Chris Paul's dad making like a homemade rim in his basement and like teaching him how to play. I don't know. It's some nice, heartwarming fucking shit. But so that Stephon Diggs catch Case Keenum's pass and gets the touchdown. And I'm standing in this position where there's Chris Paul's family, and I'm waiting for them to pass me an hors d'oeuvre tray. So I'm like right next to the family, and and Chris Paul's dad gets in a hug line where he's hugging everybody down the and he gets to me, and he's hugged everybody, hugs everybody, then gets to me, and he goes, "Ah, fuck it." He hugs
You drop a bunch of fucking.
I was empty-handed at that moment, but I was like, man, Chris Paul's dad just hugged me. Football is so beautiful. And I was like, the only thing that can make this night better is if the truth comes over and I get to meet my childhood idol. That's my Larry Bird. I'm a diehard Celtics fan, but I'm too young to have really seen. I don't remember Larry Bird ever playing. Everything I've watched is, reruns.
Yeah.
I fucking grew up on Paul Pierce, dude.
Yeah. And now you see this video and you know that you guys could have a great time together.
Yeah. I don't really like playing cards, and I don't really like massages, but I still think I'd have a great time.
It would be very funny that you're just like having a whatever time playing cards and a stripper starts coming up. You're like, no, stop.
Touch me.
Please, please, seriously, stop. I'm serious. Yeah. I would just touch on the Final Four really quick, but dude, I fucking, in the Final Four, I had some free money left over on my bookie. It's like a free $20 or whatever. And so I put down a parlay for Houston.
You crazy son of a bitch.
you literally have to bet that money. You can't just take that money out. There's nothing you can do with it. And so I put a $20 parlay down for UCLA and Houston to win. And it would have paid $20 would have paid like $4.75 or something. So I was like, all right, cool. And then I didn't catch, I watched a little bit of the Houston game and they just started getting blown out immediately, which that was crazy because that was the game that was supposed to be like a closer game, Baylor versus Houston. And Baylor just blew them out. And then that UCLA game, obviously I didn't watch that game because I had nothing on it. And UCLA was fucking supposed to get blown out like crazy. And then they took it all the way down to the end. Like, I mean, everybody who's listening probably saw it, but I'm so glad that Houston lost because that UCLA Gonzaga game would have fucking killed me.
The anxiety that you were standing to make, 10,000%.
Yeah, dude, I literally would have just been like, and then literally fucking Gonzaga wins on a half court 3-pointer and that would have taken away my fucking win. Dude, just unreal.
Yeah. Also, my reaction to that 3-pointer was the exact same that Mark Fuse was, the coach for Gonzaga, where it was like
Gonzaga was pretty calm. Most of those guys, they weren't like.
Well, no, dude, Suggs ran up, jumped on the fucking press box.
Sorry, I'm thinking of a different game. Maybe I'm thinking of Baylor after they won the championship because they seemed just kind of like whatever.
Mark Few, the coach for Gonzaga, and he like immediately looked at the coach for UCLA. Was
okay, sorry, that's what I'm talking about. Whenever the two coaches were both just like, geez.
Like, I don't know what the hell to say. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really, anybody could have won this. It doesn't feel that good to make like these goofy half court bank shots.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Ray Allen nailing that 3 for the Heat. You know what I mean? It wasn't a Kawhi making that shot against Philly. It was a goofy shot. So it wasn't that thrilling. It was kind of cheesy in my opinion.
Yeah. Watching it live, I'm sure it was thrilling, but I mean, during the,
there's no greater shot in the history of game-winning shots than that Kawhi Leonard for Toronto over Philly, where it goes pop, pop, and Joel Embiid is like laying on the ground behind him, and he's leaned down on his knees watching it go in. I mean, the only shot that in my life that compares to that is the Ray Allen one. But I don't know. It just wasn't. It wasn't that exciting to me. I didn't even watch. I knew Baylor was going to win because Gonzaga was going to have such a hangover. I mean,
yeah. I mean, the odds went crazy down, and I was even saying that before the UCLA game because I was talking to you, maybe just in the group chat. I was talking about that parlay, and I was like, man, I don't think this is going to happen, but I was like, that's what I was saying. I was like, it very easily could happen. Yes, Gonzaga's 29-0 or whatever they were at the time, but it's like they're kind of due to lose at that point.
Also, this strange season. Like if I won, it's close. It's not as bad as last year, but it's a little bit of an asterisk title because some teams played 17 games, some played 30.
Yeah,
a lot of games were canceled. So it's like it was kind of not that surprising that Eli Manning and the Baylor Bears or whatever they're called went in and knocked out the undefeated team. It wasn't. I don't know. It's hard for me to get into college basketball. I'm digging the NBA right now, though. I'm digging the NBA super hard.
Yeah, I've been getting into prop bets, dude. I've even had some. Well, there was a deal on the opening day for the Dodgers Rockies game where basically it was like $25. You're gonna win a $25 bet no matter what. So that was cool. But then I forgot exactly what my bet was, but it was a parlay for like Mookie Betts and Cody Bellinger to both do a certain thing on opening day. And Cody Bellinger getting that weird home run taken away from him fucking cost me whatever. I mean, I put like $10 on it, so it was nothing. But it was like, to play for anyone who hasn't seen it was that Cody Bellinger hit a home run that was robbed, but then dropped over the fence. And so Justin Turner was rounding second base and thought it was caught, ran back to first base and crossed Cody Bellinger. So in the rule book, basically Cody Bellinger ran past Justin Turner, which then makes him be out.
Yeah, and then so it was an RBI single.
Yeah, so Cody Bellinger was out on the spot, but Justin Turner was still allowed to score. Yeah, it was a whole fucking thing. Dude, Nelson Cruz, man. Nelson, Nelson Cruz?
Of course.
He's on fire right now, dude. He is looking unbelievable. This stat right here is fucking wild, dude. Is Nelson Cruz in the last 162 games, just like looking at the last 162 games as a full season, is hitting 330. He's 40 years old. Hitting 313, 57 home runs, 135 RBIs, 1.039 OPS.
He also, by the way, like 2 years ago, was having some of the worst baseball you could on earth.
Yeah. But did you see the other day that grand slam he hit?
Where he hit a home run, looked like a home run, but it was called foul.
It was like a foul by like a foot. And then literally the next pitch hit just a complete opposite end of the field. He hit the first one was opposite field, hit that other one to left field.
Yeah, it was
fucking
there's
hilarious.
Nothing I love more than when a baseball player can be like, all right, fuck you then. And then just jack a home run.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like that Pete Alonso thing where he was batting and someone yelled to him that the over-under is 9, and then he fucking hit a home run on the next pitch, which like ruined the over-under. Well, there was a few years ago where a player got into it with someone on Twitter over like fantasy football stuff.
Yeah,
he's like, I don't give a shit about what you nerds is doing.
Yeah. I forget who that was, but I want to say it was Steve Smith.
Oh yeah, I think so. He's like, man, I don't get. Yeah, he was like older at the time. He's like, I don't give a fuck about what you guys are doing. Yeah, dude. Steve Smith Senior, get the senior in there, dude. So the Astros or people are. I might go I was going to go to a game the other day up here in Seattle. I was going to drive up, but I might just splurge the money to see the Dodgers play. But I might just actually save it and go see the Astros play against the Mariners because I think that's going to be fun to see this season because they're getting booed. And it was like Carlos Correa got hit by a pitch the other night and the fucking whole stadium went. Somebody was at the game and they were like, honestly, like it has been so fun. This is like the most united I've seen everybody in a very long time. Is that the entire
Keith Perry said that. He was at an Angels Astros game.
Yeah. Well, that was the game where 2 people threw trash cans onto the field and like just the entire stadium is like fucking cheaters. Like, dude,
they're a WWE dog.
Dude, people are going crazy. And Dusty Baker, which is such, dude, Dusty Baker. I love Dusty Baker. I think he's a just okay manager, but he's like, I respect him.
He's one of those guys. He's like Tom. Well, I guess Tom Coughlin even won 2 Super Bowls. It's like Dusty. It's like, how do you keep your jobs, dude? You kind of.
He's literally coached. There's a crazy stat.
He's been coaching for like 30 years.
Well, dude, Dusty Baker and Tony La Russa. Tony La Russa, I saw this stat the other day, has coached in 2% of all Major League Baseball games that have ever been played. and And Dusty Baker has like a stat that's pretty close to being up there. But Dusty Baker, whenever he's asked about people basically hating him, he's like, it's a sad situation for America for me. When you hear things, what are kids supposed to think in the stands? And some of them are kids. They're following their parents. It's sad to me. People made mistakes and we've paid for ours, and I wish they'd leave it alone. And it's like they didn't. That's what I'm saying. Yes, the GM, Jeff Lunhow. Yes, AJ Hinch were both fired. AJ Hinch already got his job back with the Tigers. He's the head coach.
Alex Cora sat a year out, got his job right back.
They were fired. Houston was docked a first and second round draft pick, but no players were suspended. They kept their championship. Like all that shit. Nothing happened. Fuck the Astros.
Yeah. No, they didn't. This is them paying.
Yeah. This is what it is. They should be, one of their players should have to get hit by a pitch every single game, and everybody should get to cheer.
Also, imagine the ticket sales they're pushing right now, because you're saving up to go to an Astros game. That means that it's good for baseball. Like, I'm sorry, you're the heel right now.
Yeah.
But it's good for baseball to have any kind of engagement, because the sport, is not, nobody covers it. It's
also, yeah. And it's like saying, like, what are kids supposed to think? It's like, dude, one of the best times I've ever had in my life was telling my dad that whenever Kurt Angle comes out at WWF that we were at, that everyone is going to chant, "You suck." And he was like, "No, they shouldn't. No, why are they doing that?" And then they fucking came out, and then my dad's joining in, and he's like, "You suck."
Also, what are your kids supposed to think? What are they supposed to cheer the cheaters?
Yeah. What are you talking about, Dusty Baker?
Like, the lesson the kids are learning is that if you cheat, you get embarrassed and humiliated. There's nothing wrong with learning that lesson.
Yeah, dude.
And you get to have a little fun along the way.
Yeah, exactly. and maybe we'll have some fun along the way. That's exactly it. They're learning a lesson, and maybe we'll have some fun along the way.
Yeah, I mean, Dusty Baker needs to shut his dusty ass up.
Dude, here's the last thing I got here is Michael Jordan's golf course, that like his secret golf course
23.
Dude, Slaughterhouse 23, dude. So apparently it's like a secretive thing. I don't know if people are supposed to be signing NDAs or what, but like it's been open for a little bit, but now shit's just starting to come out about it. So it's a secret golf course.
There's on his property. Like, is it on? How is it a secret golf course?
It's owned by him, and there's only like 70 members, and like it's hard as shit to become a member. I'm not 100%. There's just not enough information out right now.
Right.
So it's near his house in like Dole Springs or something in Florida, wherever he lives down there.
Oh, Doral Springs, Doral Springs.
Yeah, it's like it's right near his house. So there's drone beer delivery. There's no beer cart girls. It's a drone, brings over your beers.
Okay, so this sounds like it's safe.
Yeah, no, that part's cool. I mean, I could share a video. I could send you a video.
I mean, imagine the tips these beer cart girls are missing out on if, like, fucking,
dude. I love the beer. Dude, beer cart girl is like a legend. Like, whenever we were playing golf yesterday, I was like, damn, where's the goddamn beer cart, dude? Because when we passed in the clubhouse, I got like a tall can White Claw, and I finished it like immediately because I was fucking thirsty as shit from the first 9. So then I was like, damn. I
remember golfing with my father on the course, and he went to piss on the side of the course into the trees, and he goes, "Yeah, beer cart girl will be around here any second now because she probably smelled the bait."
Dude, you got to get your dad plays a lot, right?
Yeah, like 3 days a week.
Yeah. Does
he's holed up with a hernia right now?
Damn, dude. You got to get your dad. You got to get your dad that piss club.
What's that?
It's like a decoy golf club that you piss into.
I don't think he gives a shit.
No, I know, but I was, because we were talking about that yesterday. Because I was playing with 3 older dudes, so they all had to piss like they're not like they're old. They're all like 35, 40. So it's like every one of them was like 45, I think, and they all had to fucking piss like every fucking half a hole. And I was like, damn, I was telling them about the piss club, and I was like, you guys got to get the piss club. And then I just kept thinking about someone accidentally using the piss club to hit their ball and it shattering, and then just fucking piss going all over everyone who's watching them right fucking there. Dude, this is what's interesting. So there's an 18-hole course, but it's interesting because it unfurls in a double helix, the course. Or is it double helix? That's like a DNA.
Yeah, double helix is like DNA.
Okay. So it unfurls in a way that allows it to be played in several circuits. So it could play a full round, an abridged 9, 6, and 3-hole outings. Okay, so this is what I've gathered. If the horse unfurls in a double helix, that allows it to be played in several circuits. Twisting the holes in a double helix allows for a full round, an abridged 9, a 6, and a 3-hole outing that will like still loop you back. I think the clubhouse is in the middle and then it like goes like an X around. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy,
dude. So, but get this.
Panopticon.
Get this though. It is a 19th. It's a 19-hole course.
Because give me one more, Michael Jordan, like just so competitive.
It's a legitimate gambling tiebreaker hole.
Yeah.
Which could not be any more Michael Jordan. Is that it's a 19-hole course. I believe that's what I got from it, is that it's a legitimate tiebreaker hole for gambling.
I would love to see the member list.
Yeah. I definitely would too. It's apparently you're not supposed to carry your phone, not supposed to tell stories, not sure about the NDA. But this is the interesting part too, is seemingly it's designed for Michael to win.
How so?
Ricky Fowler, PGA player,
of course,
he says the shorter you hit it, the wider it is. So it almost bottlenecks. So what Ricky says is he can basically hit the driver on all the par 4s, all the par 5s. And if I want to hit the drivers, I have to kind of put it into a bit of a tighter spot. Obviously, I can play back if I want, but it becomes a little bit of a disadvantage, especially if it's a hole where he's getting a stroke on.
Oh, because he's not scratch?
Well, Michael Jordan's good, but he's not driving it as far as Ricky Fowler or these pros are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but also he's getting like a handicap because he's not a scratch golfer. So he's getting a stroke.
Yes. So it's like it bottlenecks a little bit. So if you're hitting a driver 350, like a lot of these guys are, it like gets really thin. But if you're hitting it probably 285, 300, like Michael Jordan is, it's like it's real wide.
And I imagine that, yeah, they just play to all his strengths. If he's got like a little bit of a slice, maybe all the courses, the holes veer right. Yeah.
They're moving the flag based on where his shit is as he goes. They're drilling.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's my house.
Yeah, and I imagine you get to play unless you're gambling, right? Like you can't just.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, yeah, Michael Jordan's a gambling addict.
Yeah, I mean, it's like he said in The Last Dance. It's only a problem if I can't pay my debts.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I agree. I got a few bets tonight. I need a few things to happen that probably are not going to happen. But
what do you need? What do you got?
I need.
There's a parlay.
Yeah, it's a parlay. Let me see real quick. What do I need here? Let me open up Bovada.lv, Bovada.Las Vegas.
Why do you use Bovada and not just DraftKings? There's more prop bets on Bovada?
Yeah, DraftKings, I use DraftKings and FanDuel for like fantasy based stuff. I've never gotten into their bookies.
Their sports book, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Bovada's, you just land on one and then you understand it and you know how to navigate it. So that becomes your one.
Yeah, also, I'm on my bookie for that same reason.
I won my first 3 bets on Bovada. So, it's evened out, obviously. But I feel like it's good luck because I won the first 3. I mean, there's no logic with gambling. You know what I mean? Like,
no. And I mean, I'm the same way with my bookie because I lost that UFC bet and then I won like the $400 whatever on the fucking thing. So that's why I stick with my bookie.
I'm straight up betting whatever Anthony tells me for UFC cards, and he's usually. If I don't listen to his in-game bets, like former guest of the show, Anthony Tadero, if I take his pre-match bets, like before, because what happens is Anthony's just like I am. He knows what he's talking about, and then he gets ahead, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna throw down all these other bets now that I'm ahead.
100%, absolutely.
So if you just take his advice, going, you got to have a friend who's an expert in a sport. There's certain things like I'm starting to figure out in basketball. Like, it's really obvious shit, but like, if it's a back-to-back, you take a backup guard, like teams with good 6th men, like Utah has Jordan Clarkson's a great 6th man. Jalen Brunson is a great backup point guard for the Mavericks. So when you go back-to-back and the backup to a star is really solid, you bet down on the backup 6th man or the backup point guard for Luka or whatever to put up some numbers. And it generally almost always happens. Tim Hardaway for the Mavs, always solid numbers on the second half of a back-to-back game.
Yeah.
You start picking up these little things and you just, I've been really getting into like placing small, almost sure things and just building up my money slowly. And then, and that's what I've been doing. I've been coming out. I'm way ahead this year.
See, I'm insane because I put $5 down on something that's like plus 3,500 odds.
I mean, I do that all the time too, because who cares? You're throwing away $5, especially if you bet on, like, my theory is, I want to do this someday. I want to see how often overtime NBA games, how often games in the NBA go to overtime. If there is let's say there's every other day, at least one game goes to overtime. If you put down $5 on every single game to go into overtime and just one of them hits, the odds are so good. You're coming out way ahead. You get huge odds betting on overtime.
Yeah, same. Because I've been looking at NBA is too complicated in my mind for me to bet on. But then I'm looking at MLB bets and like what I can do and that stuff. And it's the same thing. It's like if you bet on, like, just for instance, right here, I'm looking at the Rockies versus Diamondbacks today. And if you bet on the game to go into overtime or extra innings, it's going to give you, let's see. Fuck, I just lost it. The odds, like you said, it's the same thing. It's going to give you just crazy odds.
Right. But the deal is, like, I mean, what I'm doing is not why people gamble. You know what I mean? It's like almost taking the high out of it. Like, you gamble, you don't gamble to win. You gamble to gamble. And like, I'm trying to win, and that. Yeah,
of course. I'm the same way. I gamble to win, unless I'm playing fucking like roulette. And then I'm like, obviously I'm gambling to win, but there's no real whatever to it. I'm just putting $5 on 8 and $50 on black.
And I feel like, you know, and saying Tim Hardaway's you generally puts up more points on the second half of a back-to-back game is exactly the same thing as saying I'm putting $5 on 8.
Yeah.
But like, you feel like,
I've hit 8. I've hit 8 a few times in my life, dude.
Or like, I'll be like, oh, John Wall is playing the Wizards. He's going to have a little vindictive energy.
100%.
You know what I mean? None of that really. I mean, the NBA doesn't really have rivalries really anymore. Everybody's friends. It's sports where they don't hit you, where you don't get hit. It's too friendly now. Like the NFL, like, still has rivalries because it's just such a violent game. You know what I mean? But like the NBA, everybody's on banana boats together. It's a little frustrating.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, dude, like Trevor Bauer's pitching tomorrow against the A's. The A's are like 1-6 this season. I'm definitely going to put some money down for Trevor Bauer to get 10 strikeouts. You know what I'm saying? I'm
going to do that right now.
I think Trevor Bauer's pitching tomorrow.
Trevor Bauer, 10 strikeouts. I wonder what the odds are on that.
Oh, damn it. No, I think he's playing today. Damn it.
Fuck.
Gosh darn it.
There goes my chance to go to college.
Check this out, though. Want to hear the stat line? Trevor Bauer went 6.2 today, pitched very well. 6.2, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts.
You would have had it.
Fucking asshole, dude. That's his first 2 starts. He's not going to get the win. They're in extras right now. Not going to get the win because Kenley Jansen blew the save in the 9th, 3-2 lead in the bottom.
Parlayed extra innings on 10 strikeouts.
Oh, God damn it. Yeah, dude. Fucking A. I'm so mad. I thought Clayton Kershaw was pitching today, which meant Kershaw might have got scratched. Damn it, dude. That right there is what we're talking about. That's my version of what you're talking about with this John Wall stuff, where I'm like, I know the A's are sucking shit right now. Trevor Bauer's on fire right now. He's fucking putting gunk all over the ball and getting all kinds of RPM rate. He just got ball investigation, blah, blah, blah today.
I would have also added in not a lot of travel for this game. I put that kind of logic in.
But also they've been there for a few days. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Damn it, dude. I can't believe how fucking stupid I am.
Dude, Oakland's going to turn it around. What's going to happen is Oakland and Baltimore they're going to switch places.
Oh, of course, yeah. Oakland will be fine. Baltimore will not be fine.
I mean, my Red Sox got swept by the Baltimore Orioles. I don't know what to do. I don't know. It's also like the guys who've been there. I'm not a big Xander Bogaerts fan. He's never really ingratiated.
Yeah, I'm just fine with all of those guys. I don't really give a shit about. I didn't give a shit about Alex Verdugo whenever he was on the Dodgers because I knew he was going to get traded somewhere eventually, and I think he's just okay.
Yeah, the Red Sox don't really have any. I mean, Chris Sale kind of. I like Volquez, the pitcher.
Volquez, Edison Volquez or something.
Yeah, I like that guy. He's got a good attitude. He's cool. He's like a shit talker. But it's like Christian Vasquez. Like these are all these guys. I don't know. It's nobody I give a shit about.
Damn it. Yeah. Sorry. I'm fucking still stuck on this Trevor Bauer bet.
Because you would have been right.
God damn it. Because I would have put $20 on that, dude. That would probably pay. I wonder what the odds were on that. Fucking cunt.
Let me tell you something. There's always something to bet on tomorrow.
Oh, there always is.
Yeah, my dad's like, he's always like, you can't get into betting on baseball or basketball because it's every fucking day. He was like, you stick to football. It's only 3 days a week.
Yeah. Are there any of these prop bets on here? I'm trying to find out what the odds were on the 10 strikeouts. Gosh, damn you, Bruce, you fucking story of my life. What do you got? What was the boxing stuff you wanted to cover?
Oh, I just want to say that allegedly June 5th in Dubai, Terrence Bud Crawford, #1 pound for pound boxer, according to some rankings, not all. It's usually him and Canelo and Naoya Inoue. They're kind of the three that are going back and forth from each other. Terrence Bud Crawford versus Manny Pacquiao, Dubai, June 5th, allegedly. Now, Bruce, you and I were going back and forth on what was going to happen with Ryan Garcia and Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao would have rearranged Ryan Garcia's face, and you were saying that he's an old man. We were going to watch an old man get beat. I was trying to let you know that Manny Pacquiao beat Keith Urban in 2019, and Keith Urban.
Yeah, the Australian country singer.
Yeah, Keith. But now everything you said about that Ryan Garcia Manny Pacquiao fight is true now. When you talk about that Terrence Bud Crawford Manny Pacquiao fight, you're gonna watch Bud Crawford really just beat up a past his prime legend. Ryan Garcia wouldn't stand a chance, but Bud Crawford is gonna beat the living shit out of Manny Pacquiao. And it's not going to even be a big enough payday for Manny to be worth it. It's like, dude, if you're going to get in the ring, I don't understand. I respect Pacquiao for taking this fight, but his ego is putting him in a situation he shouldn't be in. And this is Errol Spence's fault for ducking Bud Crawford, but this is going to be right second. If this fight actually happens, it'll be second to Joshua Fury for most money making real boxing matches. I'm sure some dumb Logan Paul shit will probably make as much money, but I'm saying, like, as far as like real boxing, this is going to be the second biggest fight of the year, unless Canelo Alvarez takes something at the end of the year. But Canelo versus Billy Joe won't be as big as this, but it's not going to be that great because they're both counter punchers. I mean, what's going to happen is the speed is and the power is in the favor of Terrence Crawford, and it's not fun to watch legends be past their prime and get their ass beat. It's not something I'm looking forward to, but what I am looking forward to tomorrow is my man, the union laborer, the Long Island fucking dude, Joe Smith Jr. is the real. He's from Mastic, Long Island, which I learned from Opie and Anthony a lot because they would make fun of Mastic all the time. It's just absolute trailer trash, fucking nasty, front yard fights type of place. And this guy, he's still a union member in good standing with like the tree cutters union. And he's Joe Smith Jr. is the dude. He's so cool. He's one of those dudes who just like, look for him. If you want to bet on this fight, Maxim Vlasov, Joe Smith Jr. is going to win, and he's going to win by TKO in the 10th round. That's my prediction. If you want to put down a specific bet, I'm calling it right now. Joe Smith Jr. TKO 10th round.
Are these odds up yet?
Well, the fight's on Saturday, so they should be.
Let's see what I'll pull up the money line for you. So it's Joe Smith Jr. Velasquez. We've got 3 props. Can you pick it on here? Let's see. Okay, so you're saying Joe Smith Jr. by TKO?
TKO 10th round.
Let's see right here. So let's say Joe Smith Jr. wins in the 10th round. That's plus 2,000.
That's plus 2,000?
Yeah. So let's say $5 on that's going to get you 100.
Just straight up win 10th round, not even how?
10th round win. Well, it's like, how else is he going to win in the 10th round?
Well, you could.
Not wins the 10th round, wins in the 10th round.
Right, but you could KO, you could TKO the ring.
Yeah, see on these things they KO, TKO, and DQ in. They just kind of lump all those together.
The same thing.
Yeah,
just fight ends 10th round.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man, put it down because I'll tell you what.
You got plus 10,000 on Voloskov winning in the 12th round.
Yeah, that ain't happening. Joe Smith's winning this fight. The only reason that bet will be wrong is if Joe ends it earlier, because Vlasov is a serviceable pro. He's like 43-3. He's a seasoned vet, but he's not in Joe Smith Jr.'s league. But Joe Smith is a late bloomer in every fight. He always breaks guys down. He doesn't take them out quick. So he's a late round TKO kind of guy. So, and this is a good pro, but not as
you're saying 10 round 10.
I'm saying, yeah, 10th round knockout.
Well, you know what the move probably is? Throw 5 on 9, throw 5 on the last 3 rounds, last 4 rounds.
I would say, yeah, 9, 10, 11. That's what's
Yeah,
going to happen. Dog.
that'll pay. Or you could just throw throw $100 on round 10. Oh, you throw $100 on round 10, you're getting 2,000. But that's a little bit too specific for a $100 bet.
Next week, I'm going to throw $100 down on round 10. And next week, I'm going to be broadcasting with a Shure SMB7. Dude, I'm going to have a grill.
Or you're going to be like, I can't live in my house anymore. I kept betting.
No, I'm going to have a Fat Box grill made. If I win, if I put $100 on round 10 and it hits, I'm getting a Fat Jocks grill.
See, $100 on round 10 is 8. It's black 8. It's throwing money on. You're just spinning you're spinning the wheel at that point.
I'm telling you, he's a late round bloomer, and this guy, he's outclassing this guy, but he's not gonna. It's gonna be a TKO.
They're saying. I mean, the odds of the fight to go the distance is plus 110. That's nothing.
Yeah. Let me pull up real quick. I think this is worth Fat Jock's time. Let me pull up Joe Smith Jr.'s record and how often he's getting KOs.
See, this is where what you come to is gambling advice from people who rarely win. Actually, Brian wins pretty often. He wins $3 here, $4.
Yeah, I win peanuts, but I win.
Hey,
all right, professional boxing record. Let's see here. So his last fight, he won with a KO in the 9th round. The fight before that, it was a 10-round fight for some reason. I don't know why he won, but it was a split. It was a decision, 10 rounds.
Yeah.
He lost to Dimitri Bivol, who's undefeated in the 12th round. He beat Melvin Russell, knockout, 10th round. He lost in the 10th round the fight before that. Then he knocked out Bernard Hopkins in the 8th round. First round knockout, second round knockout, unanimous decision in the 10th round. Yeah. So, okay. He started going later rounds as his competition went up. When he started going early in his career, he's just knocking all these patsies out in the first, second round. I'm telling you, dog. I'm telling you. Now let me just double check real quick here with Maxim Vlasov's. Let's see what's been happening with him of late. He's 45-3. His last fight was a decision, went the round. Okay, so this guy has never been knocked out.
The guy who he's fighting?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good for your betting promises right here.
Well, I should have looked into that, but I'm telling you, I'm unwavering. I really believe he's not in the same league as Joe Smith Jr. Joe Smith Jr. is younger, hungrier, better shape.
Why is it so impossible for Vlasov to win in the 12th round here? Why is it plus 10,000?
Because what is the fight in the States?
It's not saying.
It's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Yeah. Let me tell you something. Russians very rarely, you know what I mean? There's a little bit of that going on there. Yeah, home country favorites if it goes to the judges. Also, Joe Smith Jr. is just a better boxer. So people think that if it goes the distance, Joe Smith will probably still have outboxed him.
Okay, Joe Smith Jr. is a white guy. So he's definitely big time favorite in Oklahoma.
Well, he's fighting another white guy.
But he's fighting a foreign white guy.
Yeah. He's fighting a guy who foreign white. You're right. But yeah, so I think, I'm telling you right now, 10th round TKO, put it down on the books, baby. If you want to get rich, listen to Brian Vokey. You want to stay poor, listen to your own fucking thoughts.
That's why you're fucking poor. All right. I mean, I'll put some down on round 10. Why not? But I'll probably throw 5 on 10 through 12.
I'm sorry. I thought for a reason I thought you said 1 through 12 in my head.
Okay, so here. Oh wait, no, there's a par. I thought it was giving me a parlay option that I could win if he does something.
Yeah. He's got to win in the 10th round, and he will land 119 power shots.
Okay, so potential win amount $390 here. That doesn't make any sense though. Oh, that's if he wins in the 10th, 11th, and 12th rounds. All right, dude. I'll put some money down. Why not?
And then I'll start doing this every week for you guys. And what we'll do is let's go 4 weeks in a row of fight guesses. 4 weeks in a row of box gambling advice, and we'll make a tally. And we'll say in 4 weeks, we'll see, did you win money with me or did you lose money with me? And you guys can just watch from the sidelines and you can see how with this 4 week sample. And then the 5th week, if I'm way ahead, you got a golden goose here. You got a golden goose. Tell your mother, tell your father. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'll do baseball bets because you fucking heard me earlier today. I was going to tell you to put some money on Trevor Bauer to have 10 strikeouts and he had 10 strikeouts. Come on.
I also would have won you money on the Jamel Herring fight because I knew he was going to knock out the little Irish guy, Carl Frampton, who was the favorite. It was a guy, he's fighting a 5'5" guy. He was moving up in weight classes, and he said he was going to, Carl Frampton and Jamel Herring. Do you know who Jamel Herring is? He's the Marine guy.
I do not know. I'm not familiar with a lot of boxers.
Jamel Herring saw combat in Iraq with the Marines, and then he started boxing after that. So he's like a real fan favorite. Yeah, his nickname is Hoorah. They call him Semper Fi. And he's a good boxer. He's a very good boxer. But he was fighting this Irish champion. Well, he was the Irish guy was a challenger because he was moving up in weight class. But he was Carl Frampton, great boxer, best Irish boxer maybe in my lifetime. But he was 5'5". He's tiny. Herring was towering over him. And everybody was like, oh, this is going to be a dog fight. And Frampton wins dog fights. But I knew as soon as Frampton said, if I lose, I'm going to retire, I knew that with that thought process that his mind wasn't in it. So I was like, oh, Herring's going to beat this guy. And then I was getting ready to place my bets, right? And then I find out I didn't know the fucking fight was in Dubai. It started at 2 or 3.
Oh, wow.
It started like 4 in the afternoon.
And you would have won?
I would have absolutely won because I would have just bet that Herring wins by knockout. That's all I would have bet. I wouldn't
What
have bet.
were the odds on that?
He was a slight underdog. So if I had bet $50, I probably would have won like 70. Nothing crazy.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But like,
that's literally my Trevor Bauer situation that just happened. God damn it. I'm so annoyed about that.
So the first round, as soon as I pull up the fight and I'm like, it's in Dubai. So I pull up the fight real quick to be like, oh shit, can I get my bet in? And I hear ding. And they just walk to the middle of the ring right when I pull it up. And I was like, fuck.
You can't, they don't do live betting on boxing?
That fight wasn't big enough. It was, on Bovada, like everything was closed.
Gotcha.
As soon as it was live. So I should have tried one of the other ones, but I would have had to have set up a deposit. And by that time he knocked him out in the 6th round. I didn't have time. So it was a beautiful uppercut shot. If you guys want to watch a nice little Irishman take a nap by a fucking American veteran, it's a nice, it's
as good as it gets, cocksucker.
Anyway, let's shoot this horse in its fucking head. I think that's the episode. This is turning into, by the way, a little preview of what's coming up ahead. We may or may not have some arm wrestlers, world's strongest man, and competition eaters, competitive eaters. We're in the talks with a lot. We're negotiating with these people, but I think we're going to turn into degenerate gamblers who have conversations with fringe athletes.
Yeah, that's literally, I think that's going to be the byline of the podcast. Degenerate gamblers have conversations with fringe athletes,
fringe championship athletes.
Yeah,
I only like talking to champions. Anyway, so look forward. There's a lot of big plans moving forward for Fat Jocks. I think we're going to take this show to the next level pretty soon here. A lot of DMing, a lot of conversations back and forth with world arm wrestling champions, competitive eaters. Have not heard back from any of the 1990s era world's strongest men. But if
their fucking hands are probably too big to work the phone.
Yeah, whatever. Or they're pulling fire trucks with their teeth or whatever all day. But I'm trying to get Magnus Ver Magnuson for free. The thing is, he's got a booking out. He's, you could go talk to his booking agency.
Yeah. See, that's the same thing with Pete Weber. I don't want to talk to any of these fucking booking agencies.
No, I want to. Yeah, I don't want. It's not an appearance. It's a conversation. But anyway, big plans moving forward. We're trying to get some real strange guests on here. Champions from worlds you never really think about. But one thing I've learned is that a champion's a fucking champion, whether it's hot dog eating or Tom Brady. I think that you put a champion hot dog eater in the same room with Tom Brady, I think they have more in common than you think. Although Tom Brady's
Absolutely.
wife will be hotter. Anyway, so that's all I got to say. Follow the show, subscribe on YouTube. The videos are up. We clip them out. If you're watching this, if you're just listening to the show, you need to watch it. There's another element behind it. I got purple lights behind me. You know what I mean? It looks like a Prince show here. Anything you want to add to that, Brucey?
No, you covered it all.
Write in emails to us at fatjogspodcast@gmail. Is it pod or
Fat Jocks Pod.
fatjogspod@gmail.com. Please write us any questions, any guests you would like to see in the future, any gambling advice you need from us, any other advice in any capacity. We'll answer all your questions.
Yeah, and if there is people you guys want, we've people who have DM'd me on whatever about who we should talk about. I don't want to talk about people who just strictly bum me out. Okay, like some of these people are a big bummer.
Yeah. You don't want to talk about like Jake the Snake Roberts. You know?
No.
Like, yeah, he does crack in a hotel room with a boa constrictor. Like, what's fun about that?
Yeah. I mean, in the moment, it's fun. That sounds incredible. But after recapping it, it's not good.
No, but I'm telling you, if you and me like decide to do crack one time, we get a boa constrictor, we get a room at the Holiday Inn, and we smoke some crack with a snake. That's a fun story. But when you do it every night, it's a bummer.
For 30 years. Yeah. A suitcase full of snakes. It's no good. All right. Thanks for listening, guys. I love you.
All right. Bye. All right, 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 bye.